Hello, this is Nick Lightbody. We created Deskspace Content Management System to make it easy to create fast responsive websites. When you download and run the app under FileMaker Pro or FileMaker Go, you'll be presented with this initial screen. So let's put in a name. I'm in the UK here. I'm going to put in an email address. HTML and CSS is not a simple subject. We've spent several years developing this version, which we've made as easy to use as possible. So when you start it, you accept a license. If you don't accept the license, you can't use it. Having accepted the license, we warn you that on a smaller screen, or even on a big screen, you may find that the app is hidden behind the browser. What this is doing is uploading some files to our cloud server and then publishing an initial two-page site. So, this is what you've got. On the screen, in the app, you've got a preview, you've got a place to add content, which just adds it to the end of the existing content, just to make it very simple and easy for a new user. Then you can change content, and you can add or do whatever you want here. This content, for those who've seen Markdown before, is Markdown. It's our own flavour of Markdown, but it means that the text in this single field is in complete control of the content of the website that you can see on the left of the screen. So if I change this heading and just say Hello World in traditional style like that, and tell it to update, now you can see that on the live browser on the left, and indeed on the preview, that heading has changed to Hello World. It's as simple as that. This video is a run through to give a new user an overview of what's going on. There are many layers to this, and the first layer can be seen as follows. Let's just move this over to the left of the screen. Let's maybe get rid of that for the moment. Let's make this a bit smaller. If you click the right-hand menu icon that is in the right-hand corner of all the main screens in the app, it'll always open the control panel. The control panel will always sit in front of everything else, so you can find it easily. You can potentially have several dozen different control panels of various sorts of tools open on the screen, and this gives you a bit of clarity. The control panel is the only one with red buttons on it. The others have all got blue or orange buttons. You see there's not very much here. But if I change it to that, then I've got a bigger control panel with more controls on it. So taking this as an example, you can see you've got 4 controls here. You've got a few down there. If I change this to normal mode, then two things happen. Firstly, I get more buttons in the control panel, and secondly, the main display changes to a display that's got more controls on it. So the general idea is that there are 3 levels of interface. The simple one, with which you start, the normal one, and the advanced one. You can use any one you wish, but of course the more advanced ones have more options, and if there's more buttons on the screen, it's more confusing for a new user, so we've chosen to merely hide different aspects of the system depending on which features level the user decides to use. So if I just close that and go back to the simple version here, it's my home page. Okay, so there is that again. Now on the screen, you can see that the home button takes you back to a listing of the site pages. you can see, you've already seen that this button top right opens the control panel, which gives you access to a whole load of different things. At the top of the screen you've got the actual name of the web page you're on, which you can edit. So let's say this is called On the Beach for the sake of argument. Okay, so that's now called On the Beach. You can't edit the name of the HTML file at this point, but you can change the page title. Supposing we want this to look different, here we've got a list of themes. So if I pick another theme, then this is now changed, and what's happening here is we are storing all the appearance controls for each theme, which are basically all the CSS properties, in the system, and enabling you to check and choose a different theme whenever you wish. You can also edit all of those properties. So you see there's a large number of different ways of doing this, and they change differently, and the content, of course, is exactly the same. So if I close the display and go back to the listing, there's a little bit more to see here. If I click on a symbol like that, it means I can actually look at the contents of a page. Because we changed the theme on this page, it's a different one to the one we had originally. So you see, you can, wherever you see the little eye symbol, it shows that you can then open to see what's inside. Let's open the sample page now, and let's say that I want to just change some aspect of the look of this page. So I open the control panel and open appearance. I can see here that I'm going to edit the base theme, but if I want to change it, I can change it to another one by doing this, and this is changing the theme on the page as well. Okay, if I wanted to change the default font family for this page, I can do it here. So if I do that, I'm going to get a different one, and you can see that the page is updated accordingly. Equally, if I decide I want to change some sizing of a type, for example, say H2, I do this a couple of clicks up like that, and I will do something else as well. Let's say we'll just change that as well to another font size. Franklin Gothic, I'll go back to Comic Sans. So you can see how easy it is to change how things look, and you can do it by merely changing the controls in the Appearance Toolbox. There's a lot more to learn at a later date, but that's the beginning of it. That's the point, that you've got content in Markdown, you've got a preview, you choose the theme, you adjust the theme to suit your requirements, and then you're ready to go. And of course, whatever you do, when you click the live view, you'll get the current version in your browser, because the site is actually hosted on the Deskspace cloud, and it's there for free initially, and you can have a very simple 10 cents a month license to get an additional page and just use it very simply and easily, and a variety of different other licensing options which you can find out more about from our website, which is dCMS.deskspace.com. Let's take a look at that now. So I go home here and click on the Deskspace logo. Here is dCMS.deskspace.com. Let's look at the next page. It's got some help here, and here's some stuff on rules of composition. Let's go back to that, and we've got the store here, so it's showing the licensing. So you can pay for everything through PayPal, and we've got a not-for-profit option on the licensing, and here's a list of some of the features, etc. So that's great. Thank you very much for listening.